Hi guys! Today I'm going to review the first episode of season 4 of Orphan Black because it just came back this week and I was so excited for the start of the 4th season. This episode was called The Collapse of Nature and it was fantastic. Now, I haven't actually done any Orphan Black reviews before. In the past I have talked about it in like monthly favourites videos and TV recommendations videos and tags and stuff, but I've never actually sat down and done an actual review of an episode. But I really want to do that with this season. I want to get regular reviews of the show up because it's one of my favourite shows on television right now. I think that Tatiana Maslany is one of the most incredible actresses that I have ever seen in a television show. She is just stupendous and I feel so enthusiastic about it that it would be a shame to not actually make regular reviews about it. So that's what I'm going to do. So at the end of season 3, things had all spiralled pretty much completely out of control. A lot had happened in the past 3 seasons and we did end on kind of a cliffhanger in terms of what was happening with Delphine. So when the season 4 premiere started and I was watching it and realising that this was a flashback episode, I think initially for the first sort of 10 minutes I'm going, oh, we're getting a flashback to something that's happened to Beth, that we'll get some information from her and then it's going to flash back and we're going to be back with Sarah and it's, you know, just going to pick up where it left off. And as time went on and I was realising, no, this is a full-on flashback episode because I didn't have any knowledge of that beforehand. I don't know if anyone did, but I made sure that I didn't read anything about like any spoilers or anything for what was coming up in the show before it started because I didn't want anything to be ruined for me. So I don't know, maybe it was common knowledge that it was going to be a total flashback, but that was a surprise to me. And I thought that it really worked. As I say, to begin with, I did keep expecting it at some point to jump back to Sarah or to Helena or, you know, to something that we were familiar with from the kind of present, I suppose. But as we got deeper into it and we were getting more familiar with Beth, I thought it was such a good idea. Beth is the clone that we know about, but we don't really know as a person, and so she's someone who has appeared throughout the show in little bits and pieces, and we've had information about her from people like Paul and from people like Art, and so we've kind of managed to piece it together a bit of a picture of who Beth was. But I feel getting an episode dedicated to her, I think it helped us pick up on little bits and pieces of storyline that I feel might have maybe been a little bit lost by season 3. I feel like season 3 was fantastic, but so much complicated stuff happens in Orphan Black that it can be a little bit of a big tangled web and you can find yourself kind of forgetting certain things or going, oh hold on, well, wait, when did that happen and what does that mean and who is this person working with? And there's so much going on that I think it's very easy sometimes to kind of fall off track a bit and lose track of what's actually been going on in terms of the sort of technical side of it. I feel like I love Tatiana Maslany and her acting so much, and I love the clones so much. I think they're incredible and I love every single one of them in their own individual way. And I love Felix, and so I feel like I have such a fondness for the characters that I kind of make allowances sometimes for the fact that I might have missed something, or that I go, oh hold on a minute, well what's going on here in terms of the kind of like science of it, because I'm just so caught up in the characters. And so I think this was a really good episode for taking a little bit of a step back, taking us out of the big mishmash of what's been going on up till season 3 and giving us a little bit of knowledge of what's been going on beforehand. It also made me feel so much more connected to and sympathetic to Beth. I think I felt for her before because obviously what ended up happening to Beth was terrible. But I think when you haven't spent that real sort of one-on-one, which sounds ridiculous to talk about a TV show, but that real kind of one-on-one time with that character and experienced what they've gone through, it is sort of difficult to feel that sort of connection to them. So I really thought that this was so worthwhile. I thought it was very worth doing in terms of getting us to know Beth a little bit better, showing off more of Tatiana's amazing acting skills, just sort of getting deeper into another one of these clones just highlights again the fact that she can so skillfully, flawlessly play all of these characters as complete and utter unique individuals. And you forget when you're watching it that it's the same person. You're watching it going, like, I want them to like all be able to hang out off camera. I want to watch an interview with Alison and Cosima and Sarah and Beth and Helena and all of them all sitting together. I get kind of gutted when I remember that that can never happen. But it was fantastic to see her show off again how wonderfully precise she can be when playing each of these characters. It was also really nice to see the relationship that Art had with Beth, and I think that definitely puts a new kind of layer onto the relationship that he's now got with Sarah. just because you're aware of the kind of vibe between him and Beth, but when you're actually seeing it on screen, I think it feels quite different. Introducing another clone, so MK, very, very interesting. Again, someone who seems to know a lot more about what's going on in terms of the Neolutionists, way before Sarah has even come into the equation, before Sarah's, you know, come across Beth, watched her die, taken over her life. This girl MK seems to know a lot about what's going on and be sort of deeply embroiled in everything that's happening before Beth's even really properly got involved, and then as time goes on before Sarah and the rest have got involved. It was also a good opportunity to see some characters again who we've lost, so Paul got to be in the episode, Leaky got to be in the episode, so we got to see these characters again who during the course of season 3 we lost, so that was quite good. I like that. I like to see the relationship between Paul and Beth. Things that I missed a little bit from the episode, because of the nature of it, with a flashback episode there's certain things that you're going to miss. So I had been really looking forward to seeing Felix. I had really been looking forward to spending some time with Alison and Helena and Cosima, and I just love them all so much, and so I've been looking forward to some moments like that. I was really glad that we had that tiny little scene in the police station where Felix was there, because I just think he's incredible. He's such an incredible actor. If you have heard him speak in, like, Jordan, not Felix, if you've heard Jordan speak in real life, his accent, I honestly just think is one of the most convincing accents out there. So please go and watch like an interview on YouTube with Jordan Gavaris, because his accent is just spot on. He's also just such an amazing, vibrant, interesting character, and I love scenes with him and each of the clones. I love what a different relationship he has with each of them. Scenes with Felix and Alison are some of my favourite scenes in Orphan Black. I just love the relationship and the chemistry between those two characters. So I missed that a bit. I missed the presence of Felix in the episode, and I missed having quite a lot of scenes with Alison, or as I say, Helena, the different clones that you just get used to seeing in every episode. I sort of missed them a bit, but I know that as of the next episode they'll be back, so it'll all be fine. The next episode, from what we see at the end, Sarah's now been told that she's got to run again. She's maybe had this little lull where she's been off in Iceland with Kira and just trying to kind of lie low, but she's now got to run again. I think it's all going to be very high energy and fast paced and intense again. So I do think that it was nice to give us that first episode to get some extra background knowledge on certain aspects of the conspiracy that maybe we'd forgotten about or that we didn't know about yet. Introduce us to a new clone who hopefully we'll see some more of, because I thought she was really interesting. And it also helped us just get to know Beth that little bit better, which I think was very worthwhile and definitely made the end of her life and what became of Beth a lot more heart-wrenching than it even already was. So that is my thoughts on Orphan Black Season 4 Episode 1. Let me know in the comments down below what you thought of it, if you enjoyed the episode, if the flashback aspect of it worked for you, or if you found it frustrating. I can't wait for the next episode. Hopefully at that point we're going to find out what has happened to Delphine. I feel like that's pressing. We need to figure out what the situation is there. Is she dead? I suspect she's probably dead. But if she's not, then we want to know what's going on with that, and just spend some more time with our favourite clones. Thank you so much again for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this review, do give it a thumbs up to let me know, and you can hit the subscribe button so that you don't miss any of my future reviews of Orphan Black or any of the other shows that I love. I hope that you're having a great day. Thanks again for watching, and I'll speak to you again soon. Bye! Love premiered on Netflix in February 2016, and it is a romantic comedy style show created by Judd Apatow, Paul Rust and Leslie Arfin.